Optimism, hope, positive vision. From the very first Optimist clubs in the early 1900s, our focus has been on making the world a better place, bringing out the best in youth, our communities, and ourselves. The focus of Optimist International has remained remarkably consistent over the past 100 years, while we've continued to evolve to meet current needs and to bring a spirit of optimism to new areas around the world.
Optimists can trace their roots back to a cold, snowy day in Buffalo, New York in February 1911, where 5 men met inside the Hotel Lafayette, focused on how to create a more optimistic future for themselves and their community. They had the foresight to share their idea with surrounding communities, expanding their business networking to focus on making children happy. Just a few years later, a group of optimistic business leaders in Indianapolis envisioned an international organization of Optimist clubs and started working to turn their vision into a reality. They reached out to existing Optimist clubs from around the United States and started new Optimist clubs in other communities. Delegates representing 11 Optimist clubs gathered in Louisville, Kentucky on June 19 and 20, 1919 for the first International Optimist Convention.
From that first gathering, optimism continued to expand across the United States and into other countries. Our first Optimist club in Canada was started in Toronto, Ontario, in 1924. Optimist clubs began to spring up in other parts of Canada, and the first French-speaking club was in Sherbrooke, Quebec in 1947. To this day, English and French remain the 2 official languages of Optimist International.
In the Caribbean District, we refer to this great organization as the Optimist Movement. It began with the first club in Kingston, Jamaica in 1980. Over the years, the Optimist movement has dramatically expanded across the Caribbean nations. The movement continues to extend around the world, across the African continent, in Europe, and in Asia. Regardless of where optimists are found, each Optimist club finds creative ways to make a difference in our local communities.
Since the 1920s, Optimists have also included youth in our junior Optimist clubs for high school and younger students. Our junior Optimists are not only the leaders of tomorrow, but are also showing that they are leaders today by focusing on community service and leadership development. Today, I am very proud to say Junior Optimist International includes over 500 clubs and over 15,000 young leaders.
As Optimists, we've been providing a positive vision, inspiring hope, and bringing out the best for the past 100 years. And we look forward to expanding our impact in the next century. With our longtime motto, Friend of Youth, Optimists have a major focus on bringing out the best in youth, and we offer a wide variety of local projects to help young people, ranging from sports programs to scholarship competitions to youth health and more.
Over the years, our Optimist International Foundation and Canadian Children's Optimist Foundation have provided millions of dollars in scholarships for students participating in our essay, oratorical, and communications contests for deaf and hard of hearing students. Our oldest scholarship program, the Optimist International Oratorical Contest, began in 1928 and was recently expanded to include a World Championship. It has been very exciting to see the talented young people from around the world competing at all levels of our scholarship programs.
It was always really fun. It started out as an assignment for a language arts class. It builds everything that you need to be a great public speaker or just be more comfortable talking to people. I think it had a really, really big impact on me. The foundation of learning to write a speech and perform a speech and everything like that was built through the Optimist Oratorical Contest.
Each year, many Optimist clubs run youth sports programs impacting thousands of children in their local communities through baseball, basketball, soccer, football, hockey, curling, cheerleading, and other programs. Many former players in Optimist sports programs have gone on to earn college scholarships, and several have become professional athletes.
The Optimist International Junior Golf Program has several tournaments recognized among the premier competitions for young golfers in the world. At the local, district, regional, and international levels, our junior golf program serves about 5,000 young golfers each year.
The Optimist Championship is the best golf experience of my life.
It's awesome. It's competitive.
It's international.
Since the 1920s, our Junior Optimist clubs have been working to bring out the best in young people. Our Junior Optimist clubs provide opportunities for high school and younger students to learn about community service and develop leadership skills. Together, adults and junior optimists work hand in hand to improve our local communities. In fact, the president of Junior Optimists International sits on the Optimist International Board of Directors, in addition to leading over 15,000 student members around the world.
For many years, Optimist clubs and Optimist International have been leading the way in the fight against childhood cancer. In 2001, we committed to contributing $1 million to be raised by our foundations to establish an Optimist Fellowship in Pediatric Oncology at Johns Hopkins University for research to find a cure. Since that time, Optimists have renewed their commitment to funding this fellowship, and Optimist clubs have continued to provide assistance and hope to childhood cancer patients and their families in many other ways at the local level. Optimists conduct over 65,000 service projects each year, spending $78 million in their local communities. And each year, Optimist programs have a positive impact on 6 million children. With the motto of helping Optimists help children, our Optimist Foundations assist clubs in their efforts through grants and scholarships. And each day, Optimist clubs around the world volunteer to make a lasting impact, not only on young people, but on our local communities.
Throughout the Optimist world, Optimist Club recognize and honor members of local law enforcement, fire departments, and other first responders for their unselfish service in putting others above themselves, and for helping to inspire respect for law in our communities.
Many Optimist clubs partner with other organizations that share our mission in order to expand our impact at the local level. From Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts, Boys and Girls Clubs, Hugh O'Brien Youth Foundation, Salvation Army, Habitat for Humanity, and also with other service clubs. We can accomplish more together.
In times of need, such as natural disasters like hurricanes, floods, and wildfires, Optimists can be found offering aid at the local and international levels. Optimists bring out the best in ourselves and in our local communities when we come together to assist others in time of need. One of the ways that Optimist helps is by contributing to the Disaster Relief Fund, established by our Optimist International Foundations to provide grants to communities impacted.
The positive impact of Optimists on young people and the communities in which we live certainly inspires and motivates all of us. As Optimists, we often find that we get even more out of our involvement than we put into it, because we recognize the importance of serving a cause greater than ourselves.
I don't remember a time before optimism.
When I heard the Optimist Creed, I said to myself, if I could only live by the creed or the tenets of the creed, then I think that my life would be very full.
I want my boys, I have 2 teenage boys, to be able to experience what I experienced, to help them develop their leadership skills, and to help them make them better people, to realize there's more to the world than outside their little space.
So I remember my first meeting, my parents said, you're going to this meeting. And as an 8-year-old going to this meeting that you've known as for adults, you're like, I don't want to. So then I went anyways. And I went, it was so much fun. And to meet all these different kids who I've known for years, and we're all there to help each other out and help out the community.
And especially to watch our children grow in the Optimist organization and then our grandkids.
It really brought us really close together.
And then all through my life, I've always had those optimists who've been a support. So no matter what has happened through the years, whatever struggles or roadblocks are put in my way, optimists have been a support system for me and continue to be. And I think that's a big reason why it's such a big part of our lives, because they're our family, not just Optimist members.
Because it's really changed me as a person. I've become more outgoing, and it's really improved my abilities as far as leadership and public speaking and confidence even.
Service,
Happiness,
outreach,
positivity,
Positive,
Impactful.
Love,
Exhilaration,
family,
family,
Selflessness.
hope.
hope.
Over the past 100 years, there are so many ways optimists have provided hope and a positive vision to bring out the best in youth, our communities, and ourselves. Who we are and what we do as optimists are needed now more than ever, and we look forward to making an even bigger impact going forward. Promise yourself to be part of that journey as we bring out the best into the next century.